Wrestling has seen many iconic characters lace up their boots and step into the ring throughout the years, and it goes without saying that the WWE has been the main force behind its popularity. Welcome to Who's Number 1. In this video, we are going to be counting down the top 10 wrestlers of all time, going through their achievements, world titles, and overall importance and impact on the sport of wrestling. But before starting, who do you think is going to be number 1? Let us know in the comments section below, and let's get to it. Number 10, Triple H. No performer was better at being bad than Hunter Hearst Helmsley. A 14-time WWE World Champion, much of Triple H's popularity was earned during his time as the leader of D-Generation X, a tag team that defined the Attitude Era, and Raw is War for WWE. A performer who was always willing to adapt his gimmick to match the wrestling business and the fans' desires, Triple H remained relevant and kept winning titles from his debut in 1992, until his retirement in 2022. It was when he turned heel by betraying D-Generation X at WrestleMania 15, that the game was ready to become a major singles star, and go to the next level as the WWE Champion, and with a gruff voice and hulking frame, it was easy to see the 6'4" and 255-pound wrestler as a villain. Number 9, Randy Orton. Randy Orton is synonymous with his finishing move, the RKO, as it is undoubtedly one of the most iconic moves in the history of wrestling. After debuting in 1999, Randy Orton rose to fame when he became the youngest World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam 2004, a milestone that would only signal the beginning of a career that would see him win a total of 14 titles so far. Orton is a great athlete, he is very fast, and he's got a lot of moves. Also, he has always delivered excellent promos, and while he might not have one that particularly stands out on his resume, he has always been the most consistent. In fact, he always seems to know how to either get fans to cheer for him or hate his every move. Number 8, Macho Man Randy Savage. Randy Savage only spent a decade of his 32-year career, which spanned from 1973 to 2005, in the WWE, but he won the World Heavyweight Championship twice and the Intercontinental Championship once during that time. He was such a talented showman in the ring that the fans loved him, even though he was supposed to be a heel, and his finishing move was simplistically awesome. Any kid who watched wrestling in the 80s or 90s definitely jumped at least once off a bookcase, a bunk bed, or anything high enough to deliver Savage's trademark flying elbow to a pile of stuffed animals. As electrifying as aerial acrobatics are, Macho Man is the only wrestler on this list who used them to end matches. Number 7, John Cena. John Cena is a 16-time WWE Champion, a 5-time WWE United States Champion, a 4-time Tag Team Champion, a 2-time Royal Rumble winner, and a 1-time Money in the Bank winner. He is undoubtedly one of the most decorated wrestlers of all time, and he may just have the best and most iconic entrance music ever. That instant hype you get when you hear the music only intensified as he became more and more of a fan favorite throughout his career. Moreover, the whole "you can't see me" thing was a legitimate movement that ushered in a new generation of wrestling fans, and created a load of memes over the years. After his debut in 1999, he has done all of the above mentioned in jean shorts, for reasons no one will ever understand. Number 6, The Rock. The Rock is the most recognized celebrity in wrestling history, though him being one of the best and highest paid actors in the world right now, probably helped get him to that status. The Rock was able to work the crowd like no other, get them to boo when he wanted them to boo, and get them to blow the roof off the arena when he wanted them to cheer. He was able to cut promos better than anyone, and with all of his catchphrases and his charisma, he was undoubtedly the best talker in wrestling history. If he had focused entirely on his pro wrestling career, The Rock would have probably made his case as the greatest of all time. In his years as a pro wrestler, he became a fan favorite, was a 10-time world champion, a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, a 5-time Tag Team Champion, the 2000 Royal Rumble winner, and WWE 6 Triple Crown Champion. On top of that, few entrances in WWE's history have packed an opening punch quite like The Rock's did. Number 5, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was considered too scrawny to ever be a main event player, and that may have been a factor in why he was one of the lowest drawing champions in WWE history, but nevertheless, the Heartbreak Kid was a 4-time heavyweight champ, as well as Intercontinental Champion and European Champion during his career, which lasted from 1984 to 2010. He was also an incredible tag team competitor, winning those belts 6 times with 4 different partners. And the Heartbreak Kid wasn't just a sexy boy, but he was also extremely charismatic, Whether he was a fan favorite or a loathed villain at the time, Michaels was always a riot with a mic in his hand. Not only was HBK witty with his own dialogue, but he was one of the best ever when it came to reacting to what others were saying. Number 4, Ric Flair. Ric Flair was named world champion so many times that people literally lost count. The disputed total is somewhere between 16 and 25. He was an incredible wrestler, and he had a unique ability to draw fans into his matches and feuds. Whether as a valiant face or cunning heel, his flamboyant style, luxurious robes, and signature Woo catchphrase became iconic symbols of the wrestling world throughout the 80s and 90s, and his influence can still be felt today, with references to him being made in recent years, such as the 2017 rap song Ric Flair Drip, made by 21 Savage, who is considered one of the best rappers in the world right now. Ric Flair was a central figure in the National Wrestling Alliance and World Championship Wrestling, and his luxurious lifestyle and finishing move became iconic. You don't find many submission moves on the list of the greatest finishers of all time, but Flair's figure 4 leg lock belongs on a pedestal in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. It's that much of a timeless classic. And what can we say about his entrance music? Not many wrestlers could pull off a classical piece by Richard Strauss, but the nature boy Ric Flair was styling and profiling to the tune of Also Sprach Zarathustra Op. 30 in his 6-decade career, which spanned from 1972 to 2021. Number 3, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is arguably the most recognizable wrestler in history, and he played a vital role in bringing professional wrestling into the mainstream during the 80s and 90s, when he became the face of the WWE. Simply put, Hulk Hogan was the Michael Jordan of wrestling, in so much as he spent 2 decades as the dude every kid wanted to be when they grew up. Hogan's patriotic character and Hulkamania brand of charisma made him a household name, and despite not having a great finishing move, the Hulkster was a great in-ring wrestler who became a 12-time world champion, conquering 6 world championships in the WWE, and 6 more in the WCW in his 35-year career, which spanned from 1977 to 2012. Standing at 6'7" and weighing 300 pounds, one of Hulk Hogan's greatest strengths as a professional wrestler was that he had the ability to perform in matches night after night, and that he had a great look and was a positive role model, which only helped his appeal to the very family-friendly product at the time. Number 2, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin simply defined the popularity of WWE in the Attitude Era. The charismatic anti-hero from Texas rose to fame with his character work, promos, and rebellious attitude to become one of the greatest in the industry. Steve Austin's entire walkout song essentially became the WWE anthem for more than a decade, and his Stone Cold Stunner is one of the greatest finishers in WWE history. You never knew for sure when the Texas Rattlesnake was going to strike, but it was always amazing. And any time he delivered a stunner to Vince McMahon and proceeded to scream right in his semi-conscious face, it was even better. His fearless attitude, stunning finisher, beer-crashing celebration, incredible mic skills, hardcore wrestling style, and uncontrollable persona made him the top star of the business. In his 14-year career, which spanned from 1989 to 2003, Stone Cold won 6 WWE Championships, 2 Intercontinental Championships, and is the only wrestler ever to win 3 Royal Rumble matches. Number 1, The Undertaker. There is not a more iconic wrestler in history than The Undertaker. He is the best storyteller in the history of the WWE. His facial expressions and ability to use ring psychology and momentum shifts kept crowds on edge during his matches, and his full investment in his gimmick made something so outlandish as an undead Undertaker very believable and enthralling. The Undertaker's entrance is one of the best experiences imaginable. When the lights go out and that gong starts chiming, it's almost impossible to not get goosebumps, no matter how old you are. Standing at 6'10" and weighing 310 pounds, The Undertaker was extremely agile for his size, and his physical characteristics were perfect for his character. It may be controversial to say that The Undertaker eclipses the legendary Ric Flair in in-ring proficiency, and that he drew more money than Stone Cold Steve Austin, but the longevity of his tenure, and his status as a main event draw throughout the entirety of his tenure definitely put credence in the notion that he is the very best. Yes, The Undertaker only held the World Championship 7 times, but he was always at, or near the top of the card as both a heel and a face. Wrestling professionally from 1987 to 2020, his 21-fight win streak, which lasted from 1991 to 2014, is one of the most celebrated achievements in the history of the sport. So, do you agree with our number 1 pick? Or do you think we should have put another name at the top? Let us know in the comments section below. If you have enjoyed the video, be sure to click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our weekly top 10 videos. Thank you for watching. This is Who's Number 1, and we will see you next time.